tuning in. So as you can see, as per the thumbnail, we are getting some of the seeds ready, so the tassel ready from the corn. So what we want to do around this time is they are wind pollinated, so at that point what I really do is I just scatter everything like this. What that does is, from my understanding, in between these little nodes, so you can see, oh sorry, I just pulled the wire and it went crazy again. That's the one problem I've got, is pulling the wire and it goes a bit nuts. But then down in these sections here, as you can see, it will actually gather. I don't know if you can actually see down here. So it will gather, and then the seeds themselves, if you put them in these sections here, that's how the corn comes about to grow. So that's my understanding of it. Don't know if that's right, don't know if that's wrong. That's what I've been doing, is shaking it, making sure that the corn goes into those folds. The seeds or the tassels, whatever the heck they are at the top, goes into the fold, and then obviously you get the corn from that. Now obviously most of the time the wind will do it for you, but it doesn't harm anything for you to actually do it yourself. And then obviously we've got some of these monster guys which are going to be a lot harder to do, but we will do them somehow. Now if we come around here, if my arm doesn't cause problems with the cable, I'm still trying to figure out a solution. I can't find any longer cables, unfortunately, but right here I'm going to have to pull this artichoke out because it's starting to open, so that means it's going to start flowering. So really what I need to do, cut it, and then let the other ones that are growing through here, and I can see another one down here. Oh, you can't see it because the camera's not following me, but I've got another one starting to go down here and one here. So if I cut this, I'm going to assume that those are going to grow. So get this one out, put the energy elsewhere. One of my neighbour's car alarms is going, which is great. Thank you very much. I fertilized everything, so as you can see, a lot of the leaves here are dying back. So I've fertilized through here, and I've got some of the seeds, corn seeds or whatever they are, on my arm. So they're dying back. A lot of other things are dying back, which is good in some places. So right here we've got this dying back, which is the bok choy, which is good because we want those seeds to dry up. So that's one good thing that's dying back, which is good. But some of these leaves I need to tidy up and take through, and again, we've got the peas here that are dying up. I'm going to assume there's a pea that I didn't catch on this one, and maybe a couple on these ones, but we are getting a bit hot and humid, so that might also be the reason. I do need to look into here a lot more, because I'm going to assume there's a cucumber or two lying around somewhere down here that I'm not catching. I want to make sure that I get those. I need to get the leaves like this before it causes too many problems as well. So that's the things that I'm doing right now. And I pulled that cable again. I do apologize. Let's make sure. And I've got a nasty little fly around me at the moment. And the zucchini is doing pretty well here, but not at the back. So next year, I'm going to guess at the back it isn't good for us. Not getting any cantaloupe showing just yet. Again, I think it's just due to the pollination. We're not getting the bees in at the right times. It's too crowded in here, so fingers crossed I can figure something out from there. No idea what this is, but I'm going to have to pull it because it's not something that I want. Again, some of these things I think might be corn, but they're not. So pull that out and just put it to the side here to let it dry, and then I'll put it into the compost mix. And that's quite literally everything at the back here. Still not really seeing any of the tomatillos growing. Still no red tomatoes yet, no sign of them ripening just yet. The ones that are close are going to be the ones down here and the ones right here, so no signs of those yet. No signs of why is this going crazy? No signs of these tomatoes ripening just yet, but we are getting quite a few of the salt and pepper cucumbers, so that is a good sign. It's just a cluster here at the moment, which is not good, but as you can see, we're getting lots of fruit, so just need to harvest those. We are getting, stop going that way, you need to follow me. We are getting a lot of these little Mexican sour gherkins, which I tried and I did not enjoy at all. My son tricked me into trying it. They are growing like crazy all the way up here, so I need them to kind of behave themselves. They won't though, because they are very tricky things. They're very sticky, but I'm going to assume there's quite a few of them down here, as well as a few bugs. But right down here in the mix, I'm going to guess we've got a few that I need to harvest out, as well as the lemongrass here I need to harvest and do something with. So that's quite literally everything down here. Not too much going on just yet, but I will take you to the balcony and just show you what's going on there. And also on the screen right now, I'll bring up the lettuce that I've got growing in the basement. Again, during the summer, don't like growing lettuce outside because you do get a lot of bugs just trying to go crazy. And sorry, I did notice a few beans growing down there which I need to harvest. But yeah, I do notice that lettuce outside isn't a good thing. Growing it inside is a lot better. And again, we've got some nice big beans here as well. So yeah, you can see the picture of that, and I will show you the balcony right now. Okay, so welcome out to the balcony, and the very first thing we'll see here is the ground cherries. So the ground cherries are doing very well up here. My wife tasted the first one that we got. That was ripe, and it was exactly like we remember, which was like pineapple and mango. What we need to do at any given day before we water is just look underneath, make sure there's none that's dropped. Same down here, just make sure there's none that have dropped, and if they have dropped, pick them up. Now you'll see ones like this which are close to dropping. Basically you'll see the husk go yellow. It'll get very dry and papery, and it'll fall off when it's ready. At that point, harvest it and you're good. We just need to make sure that we're keeping an eye on things and not letting them drop down there and rot, because that's not going to be good. Any that drop before they're supposed to drop, not a problem. Basically at that point what we do is we take it and we put it with bananas, with avocados, with tomatoes. They'll ripen along with those, so all good from there. We do have watermelon that is doing a good job up here, so I think this is the place for me to grow watermelon, is in this system. We don't really care if we get huge watermelons. These are the baby watermelon variety, but what we do is we want fruit. Previous years the squirrels have got to the fruit before we have and taken nice chunks out of it. They're not coming up here, which is good. So we've got 4 watermelons right now. Hopefully we'll get more, so as we go along we'll harvest them. Again, I fertilized everything the other week, and here I need to do a better job at cleaning this up. We've got a few soybeans growing on there, but nothing's really gone to seed yet, so this is just being bit by aphids and stuff, so I need to get some spray and control those as well. We've been harvesting the celery, which is good. So we ate some the other day. Do have some crap that I need to clean up there as well. We've been harvesting the jalapenos as well. So again, we've got a few leaves that I just need to pull off and let do its thing. But this plant keeps on leaning over, so I need to put some more compost here to support the base a lot better. Need to put some fungicide on this because it's getting a lot of problems. So this is a bit of rust, I think. It doesn't really look like it. Looks like it might just be okay, and I think I might just need to trim some of the dead leaves down there and just give it a bit more fertilizer. But we are getting a lot of problems here with the peas. So peas are almost on the way out. So I'll just cut them back when I need to. And looks like we've only got 1 peanut plant, which is fine, but that just means basically I'll have to spread the peanuts all across here. And then when I do so, I just noticed a nice big fat pea, so I'm going to use that for seed, which is very fat for seeds. But yeah, the peanuts I'll have to spread all over, and I'll have to save as much peanuts as I can. And this is just a weed again, so this weed I'm just going to pull and shake off, put in this pot here. And then my lime plant is the biggest surprise. So it actually started growing back, which is good. If I pull on it, it's got nice firm roots, which is amazing. And we've got 3, maybe even 4 new sprouts coming through. So that will be amazing if this comes back to life. I just need to figure out how much of the dead matter I need to chop off to support everything. So that's everything on the balcony. So we're doing amazing overall. Got a lot of stuff, just a lot of work trying to maintain it, and definitely a lot of work trying to maintain this camera from doing its thing, because it keeps on going crazy, as you can see. So there we go, back to normal. So thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll look to speak to you soon.